Imagine this. You're a teenage goth icon with psychic powers. Instead of a summer romance, you spend your break tied up in a serial killer's basement, arguing with TSA about embalming tools and hallucinating spirit guides like it's a Netflix-funded fever dream. This is Wednesday Season 2, and the internet can't decide if it's a Gothic masterpiece or a Hot Topic clearance sale disguised as television. Let's dive in. Episode 1. Here we woe again. Wednesday kicks things off hunting down the Kansas City Scalper, because while other kids are on TikTok, she's solving true crime for fun. The Scalper's lair? A basement filled with bowling trophies and body parts. The perfect mix of serial killer cliché and Midwestern charm. And because it's Wednesday, this horror show is just her version of a summer internship. Reddit's divided here. Some fans loved the dark true crime vibe. Others said it felt like the writers binged a few too many Netflix documentaries and called it a day. Me? I'm just impressed she made it out without a loyalty card to Home Depot's saw aisle. Then comes the TSA scene. Picture it. Wednesday Addams, trying to board a flight with embalming supplies. Finds a prosthetic hand, and suddenly our favorite goth teen is treated like a dollar store necromancer. Honestly, I'd pay money to see TSA's training video for this. If the passenger is carrying embalming fluid, please remove them from the line. Episode 2. The Devil You Woe. And boy, do the walls of Nevermore know how to keep secrets. Wednesday has a vision. Darkness, a cemetery, and Enid's voice echoing through the void. Wednesday, this is your fault. I died because of you. It's chilling, because she isn't even there. Just her voice, wrapping Wednesday in guilt. Fans were split on this moment. Some said it raised the stakes immediately. Others called it cheap manipulation. But either way, the message was clear. Someone close to Wednesday isn't making it out alive. Then Sheriff Galpin drops dead. His eyes? Pecked out by a murder of crows. A sheriff killed by a murder of crows? Hitchcock would be proud. But online, opinions were divided. Some loved the Gothic symbolism. Others thought it was a little too on the nose. Personally, I think if you're going to lean into bird puns, you might as well build. Episode 3. The Call of the Woe. With her powers gone and Goody's spellbook out of reach, Wednesday has to investigate like everyone else. At Camp Jericho, Nevermore runs into the Phoenix Cadets, led by Ron Kruger. The turf war ends in a Capture the Zephyr showdown, and thanks to Wednesday's tactics, Nevermore takes the win. But Pugsley smuggles his zombie, Slurp, into camp. Slurp bites Kruger in his tent, then nearly kills Gomez in the showers before Pugsley shocks him down. Meanwhile, Wednesday challenges Morticia to a blindfold duel for the book. Morticia wins, but when Slurp lunges for her, it's Wednesday who saves her mother's life. Later, at Galpin's cabin, Wednesday uncovers obituaries of Willow Hill outcasts and one mysterious name, Lois. Episode 4. The Devil You Woe. At Willow Hill Asylum, Wednesday uncovers that patient deaths have been faked and outcasts secretly cremated, part of a hidden experiment led by Dr. Fairburn and her daughter Judy. While digging deeper, she discovers obituaries covering the missing. Family secrets surface when Wednesday confronts Grandmama at the mausoleum, realizing the Addams past is bound to the asylum's dark history. With Uncle Fester's help, she infiltrates the underground facility, freeing imprisoned outcasts before chaos erupts. Tyler, manipulated by Marilyn Thornhill, loses control and transforms into the Hyde. In the ensuing battle, Thornhill is torn apart by the very monster she tried to command, while Dr. Fairburn meets her fate at the hands of Slurp, the reanimated corpse. By the end, Wednesday is left drained from her visions, forced to consider Morticia's warning about psychic exhaustion. Tyler's rampage, Ophelia's escape, and her own bruised determination set up the chilling realization. Her greatest threats are both monsters and family. Episode 5. Hide and Seek. Wednesday wakes up in a coma. And her new spirit guide? Dead Principal Weems. Because nothing says character development like being mentored by your school's deceased headmistress. And of course, there's a family loophole involved. Surprise relation, surprise guidance, and a surprise ghostly pep talk. At this point, even Wednesday's subconscious has a better supporting cast than most shows. Meanwhile, fugitives are on the loose. Tyler, Uncle Fester, and a handful of chaos makers. Jericho at this point is basically running on Scooby-Doo logic. A small town, an endless string of fugitives, and somehow everyone still goes to class on Monday. Fans online had mixed feelings here. Some loved seeing Weems return as a spirit guide, calling it a clever twist. Others felt it was fan service without payoff. But one thing was clear. This episode blurred the line between Wednesday's visions and her reality more than ever before. By the end, you're left wondering, how much of what Wednesday sees is prophecy, and how much is just her haunted mind forcing her toward destiny? Episode 6, Woe Thyself. The episode literally opens with Blackpink, because nothing screams Addams Family Gothic like K-pop choreography blasting through the halls of Nevermore. And while the tone whiplash is real, it's also the show's way of saying, buckle up. This season isn't afraid to throw curveballs. The big reveal here? Tyler's mom, Francoise, is alive, which means there are now 2 Hydes in play. Twice the threat, twice the chaos, and twice the therapy bills. Meanwhile, Wednesday's powers are broken. Not because of curses or enemies, but because she won't hug her mom. Yes, the fate of Nevermore rests on mother-daughter bonding issues. Even Reddit didn't know whether to laugh or scream at that twist. Fans debated this episode hard. Some praised the emotional depth and said the family theme gave weight to the Gothic madness. Others felt it slowed down the pacing just when things were getting good. But one thing's certain. Wednesday's greatest weakness isn't the prophecy, or her enemies, or even a Hyde. It's her own walls against the people who care about her. Episode 7, Woe Me the Money. A cult called Morning Song enters the story. Think Nexium, but swap the corporate seminars for sirens and seaside bonfires. At first it feels almost out of place, this shiny, manipulative group slithering its way into the Addams universe. But it works, because the show leans into the eeriness of it all. Smiles too wide, promises too easy, and loyalty that turns sharp in an instant. Meanwhile, Wednesday keeps getting dragged deeper into the prophecy trap. Just when you think it's Enid's life on the line, the vision shifts. It's not her roommate at risk anymore. This time, it's an Addams. Fans online lit up with theories. Was it Pugsley? Gomez? Morticia? The Reddit threads read like murder mystery charts, everyone trying to guess which family member fate had already chosen. And this is where the season sets the stage for its final punch. Because if the prophecy can change once, it can change again. And that makes everyone expendable. Episode 8, This Means Woe. Pugsley is kidnapped, which makes zero sense because even villains should know he's the least valuable Addams. But hey, leverage is leverage. The tension spikes as Wednesday races to unravel the prophecy while her family is dragged deeper into danger. The visions that haunted her all season start colliding with reality. And finally, the truth comes out. Gomez was nearly sacrificed by Isaac years ago. Morticia sabotaged the ritual. Isaac exploded. And now, he's back. This is the kind of finale twist that had Reddit melting down. Some fans loved the Gothic chaos, saying it tied the themes of prophecy and family perfectly. Others rolled their eyes, calling it a soap opera in black eyeliner. Either way, the Showdown sealed Season 2 as bigger, darker, and stranger than the first. So what did Season 2 actually give us? TSA necromancy, crow conspiracies, 2 Hydes, a cult, a coma, and enough family drama to make even Shakespeare say, tone it down, which leaves the ultimate question. Was this Wednesday's Empire Strikes Back? Or was it Riverdale, with better costumes? Drop your verdict in the comments. And if you made it this far, smash like harder than Gomez dips Morticia. Subscribe before Enid's next wardrobe crisis takes another episode hostage. And that's a wrap on Wednesday Season 2. A season full of murder, mystery, and more questionable parenting choices than an entire season of reality TV. You've been watching ScreenSplice, where we take the shows you obsess over and slice them into the stories you can't stop talking about. Think of us as your slightly sarcastic, always caffeinated, binge-watching partner in crime. So if you want more breakdowns, more chaos, and more reasons to argue in the comments, you know what to do. Hit subscribe, tap that bell, and stay tuned, because ScreenSplice always has the next recap lined up. Until next time, I'm Juniper, signing off before the crows unionize.